Lewis Gates to come forward for today's inspirational talk. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to start today to, in Spiritualism, there's a story that actually tells you about divinity, of three men trying to hide man's divinity. One said to hide it in the ocean, but the other one said man would find it there. Then the other one said, well, we'll just put it at the mountaintop, find it there too. The wisest of them said, let's just put it inside of man. You'll never look for it there. We have a connection in our lives of our own spirituality, and everybody's spirituality is different. It's different. How's that? Is that better? I got back feet up here, so. Everybody's spirituality is different in their vibration. It brings me back to understanding, like, when most of us were kids, just a few years ago, we had chest freezers somewhere out in the garage or somewhere. And somewhere buried deep in that freezer was this little piece of aluminum foil with something in it. And over time, we just kept putting things in the freezer until the thing either gave out or we had to defrost it. And as we started taking things out of the freezer, we eventually got down to that little piece of aluminum foil at the bottom of the freezer. Not figuring out what it is, we didn't know whether we should throw it out, we should open it, look at it, have some kind of connection to it. But that vibration with that is it's a lot like who we are. We hide our divinity down deep inside of us, and we keep piling things on top of it, trying to propel things. Oh, you need a special feather to bring in spirit. You need some special oil. We'll put some oil in your third eye. We'll give you a big crystal. You'll find spirit. And we're always trying to find some kind of tool to find spirit. But finding spirit is more with going inward. And that's what spiritualism teaches you, going inside of your vibration. And as you go inside, you allow yourself to touch that inner divine within you. And as we move close to that, we have to know that when we have those times that we touch divinity, we never forget that. We never forget that moment that we see a light, we see a connection. And we always remember that. We always remember that moment that we got out of ourselves, got away from ourselves, and allowed ourselves to move higher. All of us are like the woman who touched Christ's garment. We're all chasing the garment to touch it, to get that inspiration, to be healed, to do what we need to do. We're always trying to reach for it. And we're always trying to. But it's a question of understanding how we work with spirit. Not everybody's going to come up here and do readings. Not everybody's going to connect to spirit and allow spirit to work through them. Not everybody's going to be a healer. A lot of people don't want to touch somebody, don't want to mess with somebody. So they're not everybody going to be a healer. But you can find a gift within your life to allow you to be who you are. And that is a gift you can always propel within your life and work on that. When I teach my classes, it's always, what is your gift? What are you passionate about? Not what somebody else is passionate about, but what are you passionate about? Allow yourself to go in that direction. That is the direction you should take, because that is the gift that you are given. Part of it is that little breadcrumb out on the path ahead of you. The Spirit allows you to kind of look at it and see if you want to pick it up. If you don't pick it up, they'll just kind of wait for a while till you're ready to pick that up. But you have to, because you have to realize that everything in our lives, so I was teaching last night with Lucerne, everything in our lives is propelled within our lives. Our religions, our upbringing, family members, the people that arrive in our life. I know some of you out here have family members that I would actually call drive-bys. You keep the windows up, you keep the doors locked, and you drive by, you don't pull up the driveway. You just wish them well. Give them a little wave. Drive by. Because sometimes we don't want to put up with it. And when we allow ourselves to put into a situation of negativity in our lives, we allow that to dwell within our being. And it allows that more stuff to go on top of that little piece of tinfoil. If we allow ourselves to more positive vibration, positive energy, positive connections within our lives, then we allow ourselves to start clearing that consciously and subconsciously away from us. We have to realize when we ask God or ask Spirit for what we need in our lives, we have to get in contact with our inner being, and we have to actually get in contact with Spirit. So you got to kind of talk to them and talk to yourself too. You got to be able to do that. You got to get both hemispheres on the same level. You can't be asking Spirit for something and inward you're going, oh, I'll never get that. I'll never do that. It's when I teach mediumship, it's people will always tell me, well, I can't get names. Oh God, no. You want to teach me mediumship? You want me to see dead people? Oh no, I don't do that. Oh, well, you're in the class. we're going to connect to people that are in spirit. Oh, I have to see them? I said, well, you don't have to see them. Oh. But the question is what we tell ourselves when we start doing the work. When we do start doing the work, and it's not the work doing out here in the public and going all over the place. The work and with Spirit is to work within. The work within yourself. The work within this vibration. This is the temple that you got given. Some of your temples might be a little ragged, but we can repair them. We can repair the temple. But you have to look at what you're propelling within the temple. What you eat, what you do, who you associate with, who you bring in your life. What you do in your vibration is what affects your temple. So you have to realize that you have to look at how the temple is being preserved. That's what you do. And through spiritualism, it allows you to have that connection. You get to set the course. Someone's not setting it for you. You get to set that vibration of course for your life, not somebody else. So you can't blame somebody. Can't blame somebody for whatever we do in our lives. We have to blame ourselves. We have to connect to our being. Allow us to take responsibility. But the major key with spiritualism is, first of all, before you do any kind of spiritualist work, forgive yourself. Forgive who you are for now. Just forgive yourself. Stop blaming yourself for something that happened years ago. Just leave it be. Because if you don't, it'll just follow you. It'll continually to follow you and disrupt your being. Let it go. Forgive yourself first. If you don't want to talk to somebody and they bothered you, then don't bother with them. Leave them alone. Somebody else in the neighborhood will go over and talk to them. So don't put yourself in a situation that throws you off balance. That's what you shouldn't do for your life. Because we're in a spiritualist camp. I come from a spiritualist camp. They're all the same. But the question is, they're all the same, you know. So the question is, it doesn't change from camp to camp. But the question is, it's not the camps that actually causes the energy. It's actually the people who are actually in the camps. Their own individuality will shine light within the camp. Will shine the light within the camp. Doesn't matter all the people in the camp. It's the people who shine the light within the camp, which is then affects the people who come into the camp. And the same thing with your life. Is how much light are you wanting to shine in your vibration? Who do you want to attract? What do you personally want to do? You have to come to terms with that first. Because you have to know where you want to be. And it is prayer. It is meditation. We have the meditation today. We have prayer. Going in the silence. Allowing yourself to find that peace within you. If you don't have time to sit and be quiet, you aren't going to get to a balance. I always tell this story about my father. He was an extremely Baptist minister. So that was a crazy place in my house. But he used to sit on the platform, and he used to have all these little red New Testaments all on the platform with him. And he'd preach. And if you shut your eyes, he could take one of those little New Testaments and he could flick it and hit you right between the eyes. And he would say, if you got time to sleep, you got time to read. And none of us wanted to fall asleep. None of us wanted the hymnal being thrown at us. But the question is he got people's attention. Nobody in the audience fell asleep. Because they didn't want to be the one that got hit with one of those New Testaments. And with us, we are like that. Spirit will say, please come here. Pretty please. Could you please come here? If you don't come, then Spirit will drag you. They will pull you down the path. Gently and screaming, they don't care. You will get to where you need to be. You will maneuver yourself in that vibration. So you must learn to listen to yourself. When Ruiz says, be impeccable with your word, the word is not the words you tell people. The word is what you tell yourself. That is impeccable with the word. It's what you tell yourself. Do your best. Now, your best might not be my best, but it is your best. Do the best you can. Do that in the vibration. When we asked Spirit, when we did the healing prayer today, part of that healing prayer is, I will do my part. It didn't say the healer's going to do everything and you're just going to walk away and just, I will do my part. It means that you will accept the healing. You will do things in your life for the weeks to come to affect your healing in a very balancing state. I will do my part. We believe in infinite intelligence, but not all of you believe in God the way that somebody else might. That's through your upbringing, situations in your life. You believe in infinite spirit, but I might not believe the way I believe what spirit is. But we have to realize that we are all individuals. We can't just throw that away. We have to kind of connect to that. And then after a while, you become to get more into the groove. But as spiritualists, we're a little weird. We are. So we're all not the same, you know. We're all not the same. So if we all were the same, it'd be like Stepford wives out here. It'd be like everybody just walking around. We're all different. We're all connected to a different situation. So we have to realize that don't try to play a part in a play when you can stand out in front of everyone and do your own part. Don't be that part in the play standing behind the scenes trying to figure out what you're going to do for everyone else. First of all, you must find yourself. Find you. I'm not saying you're lost. I'm just saying you just got to find that little piece of tinfoil at the bottom of the freezer and pull it out. And kind of unwrap it and see what's in it. That's what you have to do. Because you have to figure out what your gifts are. You have to understand what spiritualism is and what it is and how it will affect you in your daily life. You have to understand what universal laws and natural laws are so you can understand how to work with those when you become a spiritualist. There's this little road we take. Some of us take a little bit longer to get down the road, but it doesn't matter. You learn as you move down the road. You learn all of these things. I've just been in spiritualism since I've been 5 years old. I've been in this religion. So I've learned through many teachers of how spiritualism works. But we have to make the journey on our own terms. And that's what we allow you to do in the Spiritualist Church, on your own terms. That's what we do. So you have to find your divinity. You have to find that passion within you to allow you to open that next door. There's always doors in our spiritual growth. We can get to one door, sit out front for a while, You might sit there for a little while till you open the door. I was doing readings in the medium's cottage yesterday. Everybody tried to get out that front door, and they were trying to pull it. Can't pull the door, got to push it. And that's like somebody, a lot of people in our lives, they're all standing on the door trying to pull it open. That's why we're ripping that door open. Until they actually step back from the door and it says push. The door said push on it, never said pull. But busy pulling on that as hard as I can. And when you try to pull at something that doesn't work for you, let it be. Let it go. Because if you're pulling on something that allows you to suffer, put yourself in a situation, don't allow people to affect you in a negative way. People affect me in a negative way in Casadega, I will not say a word to them. I will smile and make them wonder what I'm up to. I will go home, I will scream and holler to my wife, and then I'll come back out with a big smile on my face. I will not let them know that they've attacked me or did something to me. I don't let them know that, because it's not their business, because I am not going to give them the satisfaction of understanding what they've done to me. So I go hide. I might hit the wall a little bit, yes, but then I come back out, big smile, because I know where to hide the bodies. I know. So, and we know how to deal with certain situations in our life where we allow ourselves to sit. The one key I explain to people, I know you, all the people here, you get readings, you sit, you get a conversation. Remember, the medium should do something for you within the next first 5 to 8 minutes. Should be a connection. Please don't sit in a reading for 45 minutes and be miserable. You have allowed spirit, you have allowed that all that energy to intertwine within your being. You sat there and been miserable and you gave it permission. Stand up and say, God bless you, but it's not working for me. And go somewhere else. That will help the medium, it'll help you too. Because we don't have to expel the energy as much as we need to, and you don't have to accept it if it doesn't fit you. Not every medium can read you, so remember that. Not every medium can read you. Not everyone can say, okay, I'm going to read everyone. You're not going to do that, because the problem is that sometimes we aren't connected. Your grandmother might not want to talk to me, and you only want to talk to your grandmother, but she doesn't like me. So grandma's not going to speak, so you're going to have to go to somebody else that grandma likes. So the question with spirituality, they don't change when they get to the other side. If they're gnarly and crazy, they're still crazy there. It doesn't matter. They're still there. So you have to realize that you are the one that propels the things in your life, not somebody else. Don't allow somebody else to drive your spiritual train. Don't allow them to drive it for you. They could crash it up on the road. Drive your own spiritual train for you. Whatever you do in this life, do what you feel is best for you. And then follow the rules if you need to, but this religion's made to break the rules, so yes it is. But break your spiritual rules and do what you need to do for you. And allow spiritualism to be part of your life, connected to you. But do it on your terms. Do it on your vibration. I always tell people, my grandmother was Catholic, my mother was a spiritualist. My other grandmother was a Native American. My father was a Baptist minister. So I'm just a mutt. I got all kinds of stuff. So I have to figure out exactly all this stuff that they gave me and make it what it fits me. So we're all kind of that little dog in the shelter that nobody wants. We're just kind of sitting off in the corner of the shelter just wanting somebody to come by and just love us. Just come by and just be here, just pet me. But we have all these things, and if we allow ourselves to be conscious and love who we are, then we can affect other people in an extremely positive nature. And I want to thank you. That's it, right?